American Radio Studios. You got your mic up there now for you guys. I apologize. Again, that's part of the issues we're having with some tech on here on this new thing, because we're testing all this stuff while we're live for you, but you've got my audio up now. Let's go back to here in the CZ Studios. Let's welcome back Lee the Gunwriter Williams. Lee the Gunwriter Williams, welcome back.
Thank you, brother. Great to be here.
All right, so, let's talk a little bit about DeStefano. Is that his name? DeStefano? That's the way I look at it. DeStefano. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, he's got some quotes up on his website, and I mentioned Joseph Story, the Supreme Court Justice, from a long time ago. One of the ordinary modes by which tyrants accomplish their purposes without resistance is by disarming the people and making it an offense to keep arms. And some of his own quotes. Our ancestors created weapons out of necessity. Then craft guns became a hobby. Now we build them to put personal firearms beyond the reach of the government. They don't like that, particularly if your name is Letitia James and you're in New York. The ghost gunner is a gun grabber's worst nightmare and the greatest hedge against tyranny ever conceived by mankind. And that's the ghost gunner is a device, a printing device. Is it not, Lee?
Yeah, it is. And he sells them too.
Okay. And, Second Amendment Foundation was involved with Defense Distributed a number of years ago in the case in Texas that New Jersey also wanted to go after as well. And I believe the Second Amendment Foundation was successful in that case. It may even be to a certain extent still ongoing. Lee, are you familiar with that? It's not necessarily the conversation. I'm just thinking about that out loud.
Yeah, initially I was. I'm not sure the current status.
Okay, because New York, New Jersey, folks, it's always the usual suspects, controlled by who? Democrats, who want to take your guns. They always reach out of their own states as well. All right? Newsom's no different. He wants to run for president, run in California. He finds himself in Texas and Florida all the time, just egging things on because that's what Democrats do. It's simply in their DNA. He says real freedom isn't bought. It's a self-built AK. No dealers, no forms, no registry. And at the top on his logo, Indie Guns, self-built arms, no FFL required. Do you think that Letitia James likes that? She does not like that. So let's go a little bit deeper into this story. His name is Lawrence Michael DeStefano. He's 65 years old, as you heard in the first segment. He's been held without bond in the Orange County Jail for nearly 90 days, awaiting a trip to New York's infamous Rikers Island, a violent 400-acre prison, as you know, folks, located on the East River near the Bronx, from which he may never return. Those are Lee's words. Here's a quote from him. I am in jail for telling the truth. I was one of the largest dealers of self-built arms. I hate the term ghost guns, he said when he talked to you. Now, you spoke to him last week in a jailhouse interview, right?
Yeah, I've spoken to him several times since then, too. He's a real pro-gun guy who lives it.
Yeah, he does live it, and you're going to hear that in his own words here in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. And this guy's got more backbone than probably you or I. I'll tell you that much. His firm was one of how many? 10?
10.
That was targeted by Letitia James. And that's because they were shipping guns to New York? Is that correct?
That's correct, but they're not shipping guns.
They're shipping kits. Kits. They're kits.
Yeah.
They're parts. DeStefano said, quote, she made a deal with the other companies. They turned over all their customer data. I have more than 50,000 customers just in New York. My attorney even told me to turn over all my customer data, but I thought, this isn't about me. I'm going to fight this. And Lee, he said he wrote a letter and put it up on social media, and he was not real nice to Letitia James in the Mirror.
No. I mean, he had just been taken for damn near $8 million in one of her crappy lawsuits that she took 2 pages on her website to tell everybody about, and never mentioning the fact that he never showed.
Okay. So let's continue, because that's a civil aspect. But there's a question about whether this is civil or criminal, which is very strange here. And it saddens me that Florida is cooperating with Letitia James in this instance.
Buddy, you have no idea. That's all I'm hearing about. Where's DeSantis? Where's DeSantis? Why did he do what he did?
Because, ladies and gentlemen, DeSantis is involved in this. We'll explain in just a moment. Now, keep in mind, Letitia James went after 10 self-built arms dealers that she targeted because they allegedly, quote, shipped gun kits to New York. Now, according to DeStefano, these other companies made a deal. Why? Because they didn't want to end up where he is. I'm going to guess, Lee.
100%.
Did you talk to any of them by any chance?
No. A couple of them aren't even in business anymore.
Okay. DeStefano posted one of James's letters on social media, which demanded that he comply and turn over his customers' names and addresses. His reply was also posted. I addressed Letitia James and the mayor. I was very vulgar and extremely angry. And I can't blame him. It would be easy to get vulgar and angry with that wench. All right. She's just a hate-filled, rotten person. He sold, apparently he has sold gun parts kits to people in all 50 states. Is New York the only one coming after him?
That's it. Just New York.
All right. So what does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen, about where this problem lies? It lies in New York. It lies with that hate-fueled wench, Letitia James. He said, I promise you this is very true. Every government wants registration, then confiscation, then genocide. How many times have you heard that on the Monster Cast from our good friend, CEO of Car Arms, Justin Moon, whose family lived that very ordeal? So he's got how many felonies is he charged with right now today?
A bunch. 71.
71 felonies.
Yeah.
All out of New York, I assume, correct?
Correct. All state charges.
Okay. So October 10th, last year, 2025, just a few months ago, a dozen FHP, Florida Highway Patrol troopers, arrested him. And you quote in here, he was arrested October 10th, 2025 by a dozen Florida Highway Patrol troopers who were ready for a fight. Describe that and why were they ready for a fight?
They thought that he was going to go out. They thought he was going to shoot his way into heaven or whatever. Turns out he walks out of the car. He's got his shorts on, does everything they said, fully complied.
I guess the reason they felt that way was because of the incendiary language and the warrants and what they were being told.
And the two guys from New York.
The two guys that came down from New York. We're getting ready to take a break. When we come back, let's talk about that because Lee just interjected that there were two New Yorkers, I guess, henchmen for Letitia James that were in Florida with the Highway Patrol when they made this arrest. And it was a traffic stop. And like Lee mentions, he fully complied during that traffic stop. No force was needed to take him, none whatsoever. Before the break music, did he know they were coming or was he surprised at the traffic stop? Lee, you with me?
He was completely surprised.
He was totally surprised. Okay, when we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to pick it up there. And the rest is incredible. Don't go away. We'll be right back with Lee. following segment of Armed American Radio's Daily Defense is being brought to you by Patriot Mobile. Visit patriotmobile.com/AAR and use the AAR promo code to get free activation today. Welcome back to the show. Yeah, welcome back, guys. CZ Studios fired up for you. The Patriot Mobile mic here at the Patriot Mobile Ranch is lit up for you. It's all brought to you by the National Rifle Association. By the way, join them at $35, please. This is what they're fighting, and we're going to talk in the final segment about some New York. I'm going to cover an NRA piece with Lee here in just a few moments. But in the meantime, the phone I'm holding up, if you're watching on your devices, is a Patriot Mobile activated phone, and you too can do the same thing. It's real simple to do. And when you hear stories like this, just think it's Patriot Mobile that is supporting with their money us in this battle, not Letitia James. Any idea where the other three big mobile companies' sympathies might lie? Yeah, you saw the wokeness, okay? Guys, Patriot Mobile is the real deal. They help us in these fights, and they can't help us in these fights if we don't work with them. So please scratch each other's back here. It's patriotmobile.com/AAR. Take advantage of all the great discounts. We've got a great landing page there for you. patriotmobile.com/AAR. patriotmobile.com/AAR. Also, guys, I know holidays are over. Everybody's got all their fun stuff, right? Or do you? Do you need more ammo? You bet, as my dad would have said years ago when I was a kid, you bet your sweet Bippy you need more ammo. You always need ammo. Pick it up from Bud's Gun Shop. Here, I'm wearing their shirt there. It's pretty cool stuff. And we're looking forward to a live broadcast up there just as soon as we can put the times together and the dates when everybody gets situated. But Bud's Gun Shop's the real deal. They're our exclusive online retailer. They have everything you want and need, and you need and want everything they have. So it's a match made in heaven. Bud'sGunShop.com. Bud'sGunShop.com. You can also start your day like I do with a cup of blackout coffee, and did again this morning. 2 more cups again this morning. Lee the Gunwriter Williams, welcome back, my brother.
Thank you. Good to be here.
All right, let's continue this because this gets really, really disturbing for a number of different reasons. So he's arrested, and the arrest report raises some questions, as Lee says. It states that he made, terroristic threats in New York, state offenses, and that firearms were involved. He strongly denies making any threats and was never in New York. How does that work?
Yeah, I have no idea. I think they just write something down on a piece of paper and send the dudes down to Florida, hoping that whoever they run into will be stupid enough to make an arrest.
Yeah, no, it gets ugly because while he was in custody, Circuit Court Judge Letitia Marquez shot down 2 of his motions for more information about the charges he faces. Guess they don't want you to see the charges. He was denied that. And on November 11th of last year, just a couple months back, literally 2 months ago, she issued an order striking his demand for discovery. On the same day, the judge denied a motion for a free attorney, which you're entitled to under the Constitution. Here's what the judge said. The motion to appoint a conflict-free attorney is hereby denied, as this is a civil matter. There is no legal right to counsel. Counsel was appointed in this case as a courtesy. Civil matter, he's looking at 71 felonies and 521 years in the slammer. What's civil about that?
Not a damn thing, brother.
These are criminal charges he was picked up on out of New York.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so I have a difficult time squaring that. But he said when he was sitting in jail, it's not known why the judge viewed his charges as a civil matter rather than a criminal case. Now, the ATF, got to have the ATF involved because they got to be involved. We need our piece of the pie. We're a big bad ATF. ATF and other feds searched his home on October 25th. And that's when, Lee, you went into it. They seized 68 items from his home, mostly handguns, gun parts, and ammunition. They seized thousands and gold and money, cash, $150,000 and $500,000 worth of gold bars. Because I guess having gold bars is illegal now too. As long as Letitia James wants you and there's guns involved. But they also seized thousands of firearms and parts kits from his storage areas. More than 100 type pages were needed, as you said. And then on November 12th, Kathy Hochul, another hateful, despicable, just nasty human being, signed a letter and sent it to Florida Governor DeSantis charging DeStefano with 71 state crimes, including 1 count of conspiracy in the 4th degree, 2 counts of sale of a criminal firearm in the 1st degree, 39 counts of criminal sale of a firearm in the 3rd degree, 28 counts of manufacture, transport, disposition, and defacement of weapons and dangerous appliances, 1 count of criminal sale of a frame or receiver in the 2nd degree. What is civil about this?
Nothing. It's a criminal complaint.
Okay. All right. When you hear stuff like this, you got to wonder who's working together in cahoots. And this is how conspiracy theories just flourish, ladies and gentlemen, with this nonsense. It's civil. You're not entitled to an attorney. These are criminal charges laid out, 71 state crimes. Okay. On December 5th, by the way, yeah, maybe if he didn't pay his bills, it would have been civil. Maybe they state fined him. They said he didn't pay his bill. That would be civil. Maybe then it becomes criminal. But either way, it's, wow, just incredible. So on December 5th, DeSantis responded with a letter to all Florida sheriffs and other peace officers in the state commanding them to arrest him, but he was already in custody. And if he is convicted on these state charges, now he's still in Florida, he could be sentenced to a total of 521 years in the slammer. And they, according to him, they say he says officials could move him to New York at any time. They have not yet.
They have not yet.
He has no idea when and if it will happen.
If he does, he's gone forever. He'll be gone.
He knows that.
Yeah.
He said, here, let's see. That wasn't him. Let me go down to takeaways here. He said, I will never turn over my customer data. I am going to Rikers Island and will represent myself if I have to. These are serious charges. I'm either going to win my case or I will wind up in jail for the rest of my life. Now, this guy's not backing down at all.
He knows if he would have released the names, this never would have gone that far. But to him, a Second Amendment is a big damn deal, and he's not going to release any client's names. So that's why she first hammers him for $7.8 million and then comes at him criminally.
Well, look, you know what? We know what's going on in New York. We know that what Hochul wants and what James wants are the names of his customers in New York. And ask yourself why. That's all they want. Why? So they can knock on those doors and go after those people. Now,
I got to say, I'm disappointed in DeSantis too. I called him. I emailed him. I have not heard from him on this.
I got to get your gut feeling on that. Why?
I think it was probably a staffer who saw the letter come in and responded, but he's not taking ownership of it. And, you know, when you're the governor, the buck stops with you, brother. And he's not said a word, not sent out an email, nothing on this. And he's supposedly a Second Amendment supporter.
Okay. Whereas it has been represented to me by the governor of the state of New York that Lawrence DeStefano, fourth degree, conspiracy in the fourth degree, criminal sale, if it goes through the charges, where said representation and demand is accompanied by a copy of indictment. And I'll think of this, ladies and gentlemen. The judge said it was civil. These are all criminal indictments. Now, therefore, I, Ron DeSantis, as governor of Florida, pursuant to the provisions of the Constitution, laws, and laws of the United States and the state of Florida, do hereby respectfully command you by this warrant to arrest and secure the said subject wherever found within this state, and to deliver said subject into the custody of said agents pursuant to the said requisition to be dealt with according to law. None of this is civil, ladies and gentlemen, and apparently he's not entitled to an attorney. Does he have counsel now, Lee?
He's been talking to our good friend Matt LaRoserie, who's a great Second Amendment attorney here in Florida. Matt says he thinks he could keep him here. I don't know if he's been hired yet. I know they were talking today.
30. Okay. Let's see if because we do have a comment from him. New York this is from the attorney, LaRosier. New York does not get to say that your actions in Florida violated New York law and get to drag you in. That's settled, he said. In any event, he should under no circumstances be extradited out of state. Now, okay, there's a lot going on here. This is going to be a case to follow for sure. No question about it, because this man is standing his ground. And guys, I'd like to know that a business I dealt with, if they were being hassled by a blue state scumbag, Democrat, hate-filled, just hate-fueled human being, wouldn't turn my name over either. But would you be willing to go through this? Yeah, that's the question. We'll be right back with Lee. segment is brought to you by Attorneys on Retainer. Get the only self-defense program for gun owners backed by a real law firm, the Attorneys for Freedom. Visit them online at attorneysonretainer.us. Welcome back. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, I can guarantee you Stefano wishes he had this card in his pocket. I can promise you that. Because he'd already have a lawyer. Whether he's told by a judge he's entitled to one or not, he'd have one, and it would have been $37 a month. I just want you to think about that. All right. That really didn't dawn on me until just now as we were coming back from the break. But if he had had attorneys on retainer, he's got a team of attorneys. And something tells me this is going to go to trial, and he's going to have a team. He would have had a team of 4 attorneys. Don't find yourself in a situation, ladies and gentlemen. If you carry a gun, you know bad things can happen. There are people like that out there. If you live in a blue state and have to pull that trigger, it's highly likely you're going to have an overzealous prosecutor come after you in a very similar fashion to throw the book at you. They do it in New York all the time until public outcry becomes great enough. And I'm afraid in this case that won't happen. But nonetheless, attorneysonretainer.us/AAR. Go to the website and check it out. Put this card in your wallet. It's the most important thing you can do today. I promise you it is. You will absolutely sleep better at night. I've heard from tons of you that are sleeping better at night. I know I am. My kids have it. My wife has it. I have it. My parents have it. Got a sister that's got it. You too should have this. So make sure to check it out. Speaking of attorneys on retainer, I had a long conversation with those guys today in a video conference call. We're going to be broadcasting live from Phoenix, Arizona, Mesa, Arizona, Chandler, Arizona, February 19th and 20th. We will be on site at the convention broadcasting, and then Sunday we'll be broadcasting either from the affiliate in Phoenix, Arizona, or we will be broadcasting from the studio at Attorneys on Retainer. But either way, we'll be bringing you 3 shows, two, or if not 3 shows, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday show from out there. So make sure to tune in. That way, if you're a member, you can come out and meet us and actually sit there while we're doing the programs with you, which will be a lot of fun. Guys, make sure to visit them. Please take care of business and visit all of our great partners and support them now. Everybody needs that right now, okay? I can't stress that enough. Lee the Gunwriter Williams, welcome back, my brother.
Thank you. So good to be here.
All right. So, yeah, very disturbing with the DeSantis deal here. I know you well enough to know you're going to keep the pressure up on the governor's office.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. If he sends them, if they come down and get him, he's done. I mean, he's gone for, well, he's 65. I don't know how long he'd last behind bars, brother.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I mean, this guy sounds like a real fighter for sure, but
he is.
Put somebody behind bars, man, and it's a whole different ball game. Okay. And New York will continue. This is what they will do, ladies and gentlemen. This is what the Democrats have in store for you. Don't think about this in terms of just him. Think about it in these terms. What would they do to me if given the opportunity and they have control over me? What would they do to me? Would you be willing to stand up and fight like DeStefano is? Very few people would. In fact, out of the others that were involved, 10 more dealers, they all capitulated, Lee. They all gave in, didn't they?
They did.
They all made deals.
100%.
They didn't want this in their lives, folks. What would you do? So I ask you to think about that. What would I do? I'd like to think I would do exactly what he's doing. But I'd also have to consider the fact that 521 years is a long time, and I've got a family. And this is how they win. And this is what we're so angry about. It's that simple. Lee, before I go to NRA, which I hope we'll have a chance to get to, it's an evergreen story, folks. If I don't get there, we'll get to it tomorrow. But Town Hall had a piece that popped up while we were on break. Where's the left's outrage over this Florida shooting? And it was kind of fitting here, Lee, because you're in Florida. While the left is foaming at the mouth over the death of Renee Good in Minneapolis, a death she caused by refusing to obey the lawful orders of ICE agents before hitting one of them with their SUV, they're always invariably silent about the countless deaths of actual innocents at the hands of criminals, both illegal and American. This includes the latest out of Ocala, Florida, which is just north of Tampa and north of Orlando. 64-year-old Harold Harper was at home recovering from surgery. Folks, he was working in his garden. He was working in his garden, which he considers, Lee, to be a form of therapy. And an individual by the name of Isaac Toye, T-O-Y-E, a total stranger, approached him from behind and shot him once in the back of the head, execution style. 64-year-old Harper had no idea what happened to him. He just died. He was shot and killed instantaneously, just like that. And you don't hear about this. So say his name. His name is Harold Harper. Say it. Go find the story at Town Hall. If you're on social media, get it out there. Repost it. Put it out there. Let people see what happened to Harold Harper at the hands of this dirtbag. And guess what? Here's the point of the Town Hall piece. There's no riots. Lee, there's nobody protesting. Not one single Democrat Party politician has lamented the actual murder of this man who was on his own property minding his own damn business. One single shell casing was found because that's what happens. Only one is necessary when you shoot someone in the back of the head, execution style. On his knees, working in his garden, executed, had no idea what hit him, dead. Just like that. And of course, it doesn't just impact him. It impacts his family, everybody who loves him, his neighbors, everybody around him. It impacts the entire community. It impacts the state. It impacts you where you live. And where are the Democrats now? Nowhere to be found. Lee, there are still Democrat politicians in Florida, right?
I think we have a few.
Okay. Not one of them said anything about one of their constituents, did they?
No, not a word. Not a word, which is to be expected here.
Well, it's to be expected anywhere because that's what happens when you put the word Democrat in front of anything. All right. It's all about power. It's all about political agenda. If this man's death cannot be exploited to fill their coffers or to advance their hate-filled un-American agenda, they're not going to even mention his name. Why?
So sad.
Because the murderer was likely one of their constituents. I'll let you figure that one out on your own, ladies and gentlemen. Go read the story, repost it, get it out there, say this man's name, let everybody find out, in fact, who Harold Harper is. I just think that's good advice, Lee, to close out the day today. Is it not? Harold Harper.
It is. It is so sad. Oh, my God.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't know if DeSantis has said his name. So if anybody's listening in Tallahassee, say his name. And guys, you can help by putting it out there. Go find that story on Town Hall and repost that. It's absolutely horrific. Lee, where can people find you, brother? I know we're going to run out of time. At
ArmedAmericanNews.org. Go to the gunwriter at Substack.com, or we hope they go to SAF.org. SAF is in the Second Amendment Foundation.
Yeah, and this piece that we were just covering with Lee that he wrote, so good, Lee. And I know you're going to be on top of this. Can't wait to find out more about this because this is not going to be a Tate Adamiak story. This is unfolding now in real time. Time is running out. Are they going to? We're going to follow this one, ladies and gentlemen. And I know for certain that Lee will do that. But this is an actual Second Amendment Foundation investigative journalism project piece, folks. And let me remind you that none of it would be possible without you because it's the Second Amendment Foundation. And like everybody else in our field, we all have to support each other, ladies and gentlemen. And you can make that real simple by visiting all of our sponsors at armedamericanradio.com, supporting them. Okay? Drink Blackout coffee. Buy something from Crossbreed Holsters. Pick up a new gun from Car Arms. And we got some fun stuff coming up with a new gun. We're doing an Armed American Radio piece specifically.
30.
And it's going to be absolutely beautiful. When I have more information, I'll let you know. But it's coming soon. The marketing teams and design crew is already all over it. And it will be available for you to purchase, which will be really, really fun. Guys, we're going to get up and do it again tomorrow because they don't want us talking about this stuff, especially people like Letitia James and the rest of them. And it sounds like the state of Florida doesn't want us talking about this either. Make sure to check out Lee at ArmedAmericanNews.com. Enjoy your day. I'll see you on the radio tomorrow, guys. Thanks for being here.
You just filled your prescription for freedom with Mark Walters, presented by the National Rifle Association. The National Rifle Association on the Armed American Radio Network.
All right, boys and girls, we are going to get up and do it again tomorrow because they don't want us to. Bud's Gun Shop. Check them out. All kinds of cool stuff at our exclusive online retailer at Bud's Gun Shop. They have everything. Everything you want, everything you need, they have. I can promise you that. They have more than you need. And, well, they have everything you want. the difference between wants and needs, right? We want it all, particularly when it comes to our right to keep and bear arms. But Buds will have it for you. Whatever it is you're looking for, they've got it. Make sure to check them out. Don't forget, if you're a gun owner and have a lot of guns in your home, your homeowners might not cover it all. X Insurance will cover it for you. So visit them, please. Tell them Armed American Radio sent you. They will quote you on all of that expensive stuff you have that you think your homeowners covers, but doesn't. And remember, insurance, everybody hates it until they need it. Make sure to check out X Insurance. Just check them out online, xinsurance.com, or you can click to them, again, right on my website at armedamericanradio.com. Guys, stay safe out there, please. Enjoy your day. I love you. I'll see each and every one of you on the radio tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.